Hello everyone, and welcome back to another exciting edition of Mina Talks About Crystals on the Your Soul Warrior YouTube channel. So welcome back. I have a really exciting crystal to talk about today. I'm sure everyone has heard of it. It is amethyst, and I thought since it's February, might as well. I'm also very festive wearing purple, so I thought that would be a little nice touch. So let's get right into it. Anyone born in February knows that this is the crystal of the month that you were born in. It's also the crystal of Pisces, and it's also the stone of your 6th wedding anniversary. So if any of those things go along with the category that you're involved with, it's gonna be a really exciting episode for you. So the first thing is I really wanna tell you guys about the reason that amethyst got its color purple. So according to mythology, Dionysus, who's the god of wine, he got dissed by a mortal, and he said, the next mortal that crosses my path, I'm gonna come for them, basically. So there was a mortal girl walking toward the temple of Artemis to worship her, and he laid eyes on her and said, this is my mark. So he sent these man-eating tigers after her to basically rip her to shreds because he's drunk and crazy. So Artemis saw what was happening, and in order to prevent this from happening, she turned the girl into clear quartz. And of course, the tigers were confused because they're after a girl and not a rock. So they left her alone. And then Dionysus kind of snapped out of it, and he realized that he was being a drunk asshole. So he started crying tears of wine, and they spilled onto the clear quartz and stained it purple. So that's kind of a cool story. If you believe more in science than mythology, another reason is because it has deposits of iron and aluminum in it. So 2 reasons, I guess I'll let you choose which one you believe in. And I got 3 types of amethyst here. This is the first one. I'm sure all of you have seen this type in geode form. Beautiful purple. You know what else is cool about amethyst is it used to be as rare and dignified as ruby and emerald until they started seeing a ton of it in Africa and South America. So now obviously it's super popular and everywhere because they started finding huge amounts of it. But back in the day and now, purple was known to be a color of royalty, and so a lot of VIPs in history were wearing amethyst. It's also, because of its history, known as the stone of sobriety and the stone of celibacy. So they would actually make chalices out of amethyst and drink wine from them in hopes that it would prevent them from being drunk or having a hangover the next day. And due to the celibacy, a lot of churches were after this, and bishops' rings are made with amethyst. So kind of some cool facts there. And again, I have 3 here. So that's the first one. The second one, this is a relatively new discovery. It only grows in Bahia, Brazil, and every time I go to a show, there's only a few vendors that have it, but when I ask them, what is this called, no one can give me a definitive answer. I ask the Google machine, no one can give me a definitive answer. I even looked on YouTube, there aren't a lot of videos on it at all. So no one really knows. I've heard cathedral amethyst, which doesn't really align with what cathedral amethyst is, which you guys have probably seen, like those big domes with amethyst inside. That's a cathedral amethyst. So that doesn't really look like this. I've also heard celestial amethyst. An celestial stone is one that has these points going up the whole thing. And as you can see from this one, it just starts right here. If it were truly celestial, it would be all the way up. So that doesn't really fit either. So no one really knows. I've been going with amethyst wand. I really hope they come up with a cool name sometime because I feel kind of weird not knowing what the name of my own crystal is. So until then, it'll just be amethyst wand. The bottom is smoky quartz and the top is amethyst. So I really like this because smoky quartz is a grounding stone. So it helps you keep calm, de-stress, helps you realize that these problems that you have anxiety about don't really matter that much, and helps you just stay grounded, for lack of a better term, and it helps you ease, all your worries. And amethyst is for the crown chakra, so that helps you kind of open your mind to higher consciousness and your spirit guides, find out the reasons why you're here, find out what your soul mission is. And so that combination is cool, because I think a lot of people get anxiety because they're not as far in life as they want to be. They compare themselves to other people. I mean, there's so many reasons to have anxiety these days. So this is really powerful because it has both elements. So it kind of goes all the way up your chakra energies, circles. So that's really cool. If you guys want to see a real showstopper, I'll show you. And before I show this, I'm very sorry. I keep getting DMs about this. These are my personal pieces. I'm so sorry. These are not for sale. I know most things in my videos are for sale, but these are mine. If you want one of these, I can definitely get you one. Just let me know. But I'm sorry. And I'm saying that because I'm also sorry about this one, because this is the same as that one, but obviously way bigger. So you can see the smoky way more. And I mean, I can barely hold this with one hand, so it's pretty big. But at my wedding, all of my bridesmaids are gonna be walking down the aisle with these instead of a bouquet of flowers. So I'm excited for that, guys. Line up to get on the list. So that one's that. And my last one is chevron amethyst. I don't know if you guys are familiar with chevron amethyst. Here's a close-up of it. Obviously it's called chevron because it grows in the shape of chevron. This one is amethyst and white quartz on top of each other. So for those of you who don't know, quartz is an amplifier. It gives clarity, but it also amplifies the effects of whatever crystal it's next to or whatever energy it's near. So if you're feeling super anxious, it's probably not the best thing ever to be next to a clear quartz because it amplifies that energy. So that's why it's nice to be next to a smoky quartz, because it kind of brings you back down. So if I were to, and I've got a clear quartz right here, if I were to combine these two together, I would basically get like a major jolt to the crown chakra and really be thinking existentially. And it's the same for the chevron amethyst. It's kind of a 2-in-1 deal. So if you really, really, really want to get high on your supply and just be thinking really outside the box and find your purpose in this world, or if you want to gain more psychic abilities, or you want to open your mind to what's out there, chevron amethyst is going to give you a lot more power. So again, really, really, really cool. You can also find this in more raw form. This one I like because I just like to have them around my house in certain places. I think it really adds to the feng shui of everything. So I like those in tower form. So that's all I got for you guys. That is amethyst. If you have any questions, again, please write a comment, send me a DM, send me an email, go to my website. Everything's there. I also have a blog post on amethyst on my website, so please check that out, and I will see you next time.